Good evening all. So we have come back with a new topic, and one of the most interesting topic and the topics that I would like to talk about, which is about building alliances. So let's start. So how to build alliances and how to exit alliances, and why do we build alliances? We build alliances to advance our interest. We build alliances to help us become stronger. We build alliances so we can complement ourselves. And alliances are different than friendships, because friendships are not associated with interest, but alliances are always associated with interest. And with the time that interest disappear, and or the interests are not happening in the way that they should be, because they were instructed because of this alliance, is the time that you exit this alliance. And the alliances are coming onto too many different levels. So there is a very strong alliance, there is a weak alliance. So you should always understand what is the alliance that you want to create, and what is the interest that you would like to achieve. So the more you have a good understanding about your interest, and the more you have a good understanding about your environment, and the more you have a good understanding about your the conditions that has resulted in creating this alliance, the more successful you will be. You should always understand how you would be able to enter an alliance, and any alliance that you should enter should have some element of trust. It should not be a complete trust. It should be some level of trust that have the conditions and the tools in place to allow you to enter this alliance and to exit this alliance in a smooth way. And the best way is that you always assess the risks of entering this alliance, and you always assess the risk of getting out of that alliance. And if things were in a reasonable way, comparing with your interest, so this is the time that you build your alliance. Mutual interests, and what we see that sometimes in some countries or some companies that we see that they have been fully kidnapped by a particular alliance without their interest being achieved. And it's time for them to understand that it's time that you reduce this level of alliance, or you put a new conditions in place that bring your interest back together, or it's time that you defend your interest in a positive way. And it's about how you can build this alliance. So you always think, what was the conditions that have resulted in creating this alliance? What was the interest that I wanted to achieve, and how I can enter this alliance, and how I can exit this alliance? And are the conditions are still in place, or the conditions are not in place? In politics, in commercial basis, alliances are very important. And sometimes they are contradictory. So for example, if you are selling the products of a German company, then they are not interested in seeing you selling the products of a Chinese company, and they are not interested in seeing doing this because they think this is harming their products, and this is their harming their market share. But sometimes, if your business is seeing that actually a Chinese commodity is cheaper and with the same level of quality, you will go. Your interest and your business interest is about having an alliance with a Chinese commercial company, and it's about who am I, what kind of interest I want to achieve, and how I can enter into partnerships with a commercial entity in Germany, or how I can enter into a commercial entity with China. So sometimes it's easy to enter an alliance, sometimes it's not easy to enter an alliance. Sometimes an alliance is something that is as easy as buying something. Sometimes an alliance is as hard as marrying someone. And marrying someone is more as a friendship, so I don't consider it as an alliance. Buying something is about very quick interest, so you can't see it as an alliance. There should be some level of time frame, with some level of risk, with some level of conditions in place that has resulted in creating this alliance. So the more you understand these conditions, the more you understand the trends that are affecting these conditions, the more you understand how you can enter this alliance and how you can exit this alliance if the conditions have changed, or if the conditions has not changed, what are the different scenarios of the future for this alliance, and you build a clear method of entering and leaving this alliance, and then it would be the best alliance ever, because it has a clear way of entering into this alliance and a clear way of leaving this alliance. So clarity, building scenarios, understanding trends, understanding conditions, understanding interests is something that you should always be thinking about, and you should always be thinking what I will achieve from this alliance, what kind of interest I need to achieve from this alliance, and if it happens, it happens. So that was my talk for tonight. I wish you a lot of good alliances, and you're to build something that is alliances that is full of trust, and hopefully they become some level of friendship. And with that, I shall end my talk. So see you tomorrow. We'll have a third talk, but in general, see you tomorrow.